mental well-being, managing pharmaceutical needs, or supporting your behavioral health, New Health has you covered. Your well-being is their priority, and together New Health will strive to make 2024 your healthiest year yet. To make an appointment, you can call 509-935-6004. New Health, bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978.
KCHW thanks New Health for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chewelahflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chewelahflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
102.7 FM, KCHW. Chewelah.
KCHW headlines. I'm Levon Ellis. A Spokane County resident has been confirmed to have measles. Before being diagnosed, the person arrived at Spokane International Airport and went to various Deer Park locations last week. The health district has contacted more than 20 people who had contact with the individual, mostly in the Deer Park area. More cases of measles are expected from the outbreak. Gas prices too high? Washington residents may get $200 back for utilities. The legislature is considering offering rebates to middle and low-income households to offset fuel costs blamed on the new Cap and Invest program. A bill that would make financial education a high school graduation requirement in the state has moved closer to a final floor vote. The requirement would apply to charter schools and state tribal compact schools, along with public schools. President Biden declared Spokane County a major disaster area Tuesday, 6 months after the Gray and Oregon road fires destroyed hundreds of homes. That opens up federal funds to help, but Medical Lake Mayor Terry Cooper says the money is going to take a while to get through government systems to the people who need it. She says the average individual payout from FEMA is $8,000 with a maximum of $40,000. For KCHW 102.7, I'm Levon Ellis.
Good morning. It's the KCHW Morning Show. It is Friday. I'm here with Scott Allen, myself, Chuck Ritchie. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. A little applause for us as we get started this morning.
Yeah.
So excited that it's Friday. Totally.
Right. Of course, started off the day with the internet going out right as we're about to go on the show.
We had problems here, too. We had a nice ice storm last night.
Oh, yeah. Ooh,
those are always fun. So, and the internet went out about midnight as I was going to bed, and I went, hope I'm there in the morning.
Almost weren't. We
almost were.
We had a little bit of an ice fog this morning here.
Oh,
one of those so thick you can barely see through it, and icy windshield, and
probably slippery roads, all that kind of stuff, huh?
Not too bad, not too bad. I think it was above freezing by the time I left. I think there was a little residual ice, probably from overnight. But yeah, weird out there this morning.
Weird. All right, let's do some weird weather and see what we're in store for this weekend. Now, today, 47, cloudy skies this morning, becoming partly cloudy this afternoon, maybe a glimpse of the sun. Cross your fingers.
I know.
Partly cloudy skies early, giving way to cloudy skies late, low of 34. So 47 to 34. Then tomorrow, all the way up to 49. You've got morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, no precipitation in the forecast. Overnight low of 35. Going to be a very mild day on Saturday. We've had a couple of those this week. It urged us to get out in the yard and start doing stuff early.
Right.
Sunday. Go ahead.
Oh, Sharon was on the other morning, and she was saying that her flowers are starting to pop up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
A little early for that. Ooh.
Sunday, 46 and 29. Monday, right now, 40 and 24. Sorry, Sunday, cloudy. 25% chance of precip. And Monday, partly cloudy.
No.
There you go for weather. Breakfast for the kids this morning. I'm sure it's typical Friday fare, but let's check it out. Cereal this morning. It's a cereal bar, a variety of cereal bars. Yummy yogurts, fresh fruit, fruit juice, and your choice of milk. And then for lunch today, it's that hamburger, a hot dog, French fries, fresh veggies, fresh fruit pudding, and your milk choice. That's what the kids are getting for breakfast and lunch.
Outstanding.
Chuck.
Yes, sir.
A few news headlines. That robocall that went out impersonating Joe Biden, turns out it was, have you heard this story?
No, I haven't.
It was a street magician. I almost said musician. Magician. And he was also a Democratic consultant. And let's see, I'll give you the details here. Paul Carpenter says he was hired in January by Steve Kramer, who has also worked on ballot access for Democratic presidential candidate Dean Phillips. So I don't know if you caught his name before. One of the lower tier Democrats that's actually running for president that you don't hear about. Huh. Apparently it came from him.
Weird. So he's running for president right now.
What?
He's running for president now, or he has in the past? Okay.
Yes.
Never heard of him.
But all information appears, this gentleman was hired by Kramer and to do canvassing and stuff, paid like $200,000 and also to do some recording. And that ended up being that robocall. Dean Phillips' office saying, we had no idea he was going to impersonate Biden.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's kind of juicy.
What was in the call? What was said?
It was just a fake Joe Biden produced by AI telling people not to vote for him.
Wow.
Because he wasn't on the ballot. What was that back in New Hampshire? It wasn't New Hampshire. It was the state before that. I don't pay that close of attention to it. But it was the one where he wasn't on the ballot and they wanted him to write him in. But then this robocall went out saying, no, just don't vote.
Wow.
All right. Crazy. Something else juicy.
Yeah. What you got?
Major League Baseball. A few weeks ago, Nike designed Fanatics-made uniform tops were first seen, and it triggered a significant backlash from the fans. And now the pants came out, and they're worse. The spring training games begin. Official photos are taken. It's become clear that Fanatics sent pants with a thinner material, which is an issue when those pants are white. So they got pictures up today online. Pants are almost see-through to the point that you can see the tucked-in shirt hems. They're compression underwear.
Are they blurred?
and other things.
Wow.
Yeah, and it looks like they might have to start the season with these pants. I think I could probably show this online to our Facebook viewers.
They're going to have to wear their long johns underneath.
They're going to have to wear their long johns underneath. I'm going to go ahead and disappear for a second so I can create a custom area to show you guys what the pants look like. I think this is kind of fun. All right, let me get this out of here. There you go. Look at the guy bending over. Oh, man, that is for once, my mug on the video camera will be prettier than what you're looking at right now.
That's
all right.
That's mildly inappropriate.
Yes, the situation is so bad that Chewelah Ohtani, the most famous baseball player in the world, what he is now, looks like he's wearing a pair of baggy, tighty whities in his official photos for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Wow, that is not appealing at all. If you're listening on the radio, it's worth it to go back and watch this video later today. I'm so sorry that I showed that to you, mostly.
You know, just like
bad, huh?
Just like every warning tag comes with a story, every product had to make it past a panel of testers and board members that approve it.
Nobody noticed the pants were see-through, huh?
And sometimes you got to wonder, was anybody paying attention?
Major League Baseball definitely going to be a little more exciting this year. Finally.
Well, you know, it crosses over as a drag show costume now too. Put a little sparkles on there. You're good to go.
Oh yeah. Ready for performance. Giant anaconda species thought to be the largest in the world has been captured deep in the Amazon of Ecuador by a team of scientists from the University of Queensland. A group of scientists led by Professor Brian Fry uncovered the nearly 10 million-year-old species with help from an indigenous Huaorani people while filming Pole to Pole with Will Smith, a National Geographic series on Disney Plus, which is hosted by Will Smith, the Oscar winner.
The Oscar slapper.
Yeah, don't steal my joke.
Sorry.
All right. The size of these magnificent creatures was incredible, Fry said in a news release. One female anaconda they encountered measured an astounding 6.3 meters, which is 20.8 feet.
Wow.
20.8 feet to us Americans. And that female anaconda quickly slapped by Will Smith. Thank you.
Get my anaconda's name out your mouth.
All right, new report in the Los Angeles Times indicates that pollution in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of California could be more dangerous than originally thought, believe it or not. What was once thought to be thousands of barrels of DDT may actually be low-level radioactive waste, and the DDT that was detected was not contained in barrels at all, but rather poured directly into the ocean off the coast of California.
Wow.
Now scientists believe that between the 1940s and the 1960s, local hospital labs and other industrial operations disposed of barrels of tritium, carbon-14, and other similar wastes at sea. The number of such disposals is staggering, they say. One map from the International Atomic Energy Agency said that over a 25-year period ending in 1970, more than 56,000 barrels of radioactive waste had been dumped into the Pacific Ocean off the coast of California.
Holy cow.
And they say it's down there and there's nothing they can do about it.
Wow.
Yes.
It's amazing. Amazing the stuff we used to do without thinking about it.
It's just like back in the days when you dumped your oil or your antifreeze on your road and it went right into the creek.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
A few space stories.
It keeps the dust down.
Well, it does. And the animals and the people. All right. A few space stories as we wrap this up here. An American company has made history of becoming the first commercial outfit to put a spacecraft on the moon. Happened yesterday. If you didn't catch it in the news, Houston-based Intuitive Machines landed its Odysseus robot near the lunar South Pole. Took some minutes for the controllers to establish that the craft was down, but eventually a signal was received. It's up and running. It has 5 instruments that it's going to put on the moon from NASA.
Wow. Are they harvesting the cheese?
Yes. Good. Moon cheese.
Yes. Wensleydale.
SpaceX launch created a fiery sight in the California sky last night. People could see it actually from all over if they were up high enough. Falcon 9 rocket deployed 22 more Starlink satellites, which I call space junk.
Right. Sooner or later, if it's not already.
All right, not really a space story, but a celestial anomaly or sight, I guess. A judge in one Texas county has ordered emergency measures in an effort to handle the hordes of total solar eclipse viewers who will descend on the state of Texas in April. Bell County Judge David Blackburn issued a local disaster declaration on Wednesday after officials decided they had to take extraordinary measures to keep residents and visitors safe. Bell County and much of Central Texas are predicted to have the best views of the celestial event on April 8th. All right. And that is a total eclipse of my heart. Aww. I mean, the sun. Yeah.
Judge Blackburn said officials are expecting Bell County's population of 400,000 to double or possibly triple in the days leading up to the eclipse.
Wow. That sounds like a very Texas thing to do. There's people coming, panic, call an emergency.
Bring in the National Guard. We need guns.
Tourists. Wow.
All right. Moving on to bits and breaks. I should have done this one with weather, but reasons, we're just around the corner. Reasons to love March. Chuck Ritchie, do you have some reasons that you love March?
I do. I have many. Spring begins on March 20th. That's less than a month away till the official start of spring. Daylight savings time begins March 12th. Someday Washington State will actually do what we voted for and stay in it. St. Patty's Day is March 17th. Okay. March. Are you a big St. Patty's Day guy?
No, I'm allergic to beer.
No. I'll do the corned beef and maybe have a Guinness, or maybe cook the corned beef in a Guinness. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Corned beef and mashed potatoes, or corned beef and potatoes, you can't go wrong.
Every St. Patty's Day, I celebrate with a trip to the emergency room with anaphylactic shock from drinking green beer.
Let's skip that this year, Scott.
Yeah, I'm going to skip it.
March Madness begins March 12th with Selection Sunday. There you go.
Cool.
Spring break. This is the month of spring break. Students and educators get a week off.
Remember, Florida doesn't want you.
Yeah, they're going to put those bird spikes on the beach.
Yeah.
Shoo. Major League Baseball begins March 30th.
All right. And they're going to have those see-through pants.
Yeah, they are. They're going to be so hot. Quite cool, actually. They breathe well.
Yes. Breezy.
National Puppy Day is March 23rd. This is the best reason to love March. And I'm going to get 3 new puppies this March, Scott.
You already have 4 dogs?
Yeah, we're going to make it 7. No, we're not. We're not.
Okay. I was going to say, I think that's illegal in the city limits. All right, Chuck Scott this morning. First dumb joke, and then I'm going to pepper him with a whole bunch.
Okay. Hey, Scott.
Yes?
What's brown and sticky?
No.
It's a stick.
Oh. All right. Chuck, this is kind of like a quiz. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. All right.
How many elephants can you fit into a small Mini Cooper?
I don't know.
4. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. How many giraffes can you fit in a Mini Cooper?
How many?
None, because there's already all those elephants in there. How do you know if there's an elephant in your fridge?
I don't know. How do I know if there's an elephant in the fridge?
Because you'll see the footprints in the butter. How do you know if there are 2 elephants in your fridge?
How?
You'll hear them giggle when the light goes out. How do you know if there are 3 elephants in your fridge, Chuck?
How do I know? How do I know?
Because you won't be able to get the door shut. How do you know if there are 4 elephants in your fridge?
How do you know, Scott?
Because there's a Mini Cooper parked outside. Okay. Next joke.
Okay.
Lion King has a meeting and calls all the animals to attend. Who won't show up?
Who?
The elephants. They're still in the fridge.
These are making me laugh too much, Scott.
Okay. So you're on a journey and you're supposed to cross a river that's home to a man-eating crocodile. Mm-hmm. How do you cross it?
How do you cross?
You can just swim across because the croc's at the Lion King meeting. See I bring that all around?
That's convenient.
Okay. All right. Last one's all you, buddy.
Okay. What do you call a dog with no legs?
I have no idea.
It doesn't matter. It's not going to come, is it?
That's horrible.
Unless it wiggles like a worm. Like an
Ew.
worm.
That'd be so sad. I'd just start crying.
Come here.
But he looks happy.
That's horrible.
All right. Let's see. For Facebook this morning, you could even post your recipe. Yeah. I have the best recipe for blank. Chances are you're going to eat something this weekend. Mm-hmm. All right. Chuck, do you have a great recipe?
We have quite a few that we do.
Okay.
Well, I do a really great shrimp and grits, and in my shrimp, I do it's like a gravy, but it's like a tasso ham gravy simulation. You can't get tasso ham in this part of the country, but I add a little cinnamon, make it a little hot, Do peppers, onions, that sort of thing, and chop up a little bit of ham, put it on top of my blackened shrimp over the top of my cheesy grits. It's really yummy.
Huh? Who does the majority of cooking in your house?
I do.
Oh,
the majority.
Right.
My wife's a good cook, but usually she's working and I cook.
All right. All right, the best recipe. So you got a best recipe, and I want to share it online, and then people can drop in later today on Facebook and steal your recipe and eat it.
We do. We have a chicken and dumplings recipe that is way better and way easier than any of your grandma's chicken and dumpling recipes. It's literally a matter of dumping a few things in a pot, and we use the canned biscuits, and it's done in 20 minutes, and you got the best chicken and dumplings. Yeah.
I am not a good cook, but I do attempt it at certain times. And when I was trying to do keto, the only starch I would take would be rice, because your body deals with rice differently than other carbs. Mm-hmm. And so rice was my go-to cheat. And I really missed having pizza. And I think I've talked about this on the radio. So I thought, could I make pizza rice? And I do it, and both my girls, and I say, you're being serious, right? They say they love it and it's delicious. And what I do is I just cook 2 cups of rice, mm-hmm. and then I put pizza sauce in there and butter and garlic, and sometimes maybe a little onion powder, and I'll stir it up on all the rice with a little bit of mozzarella so that the rice will stick together. Mm-hmm. And then I put whatever toppings I want. Like last night, it was mushrooms and olives and ham. Mm-hmm. And then just coat it in cheese, all right? And then just put it in the microwave for about 3 minutes and melt that cheese. And it's pizza rice.
I would totally eat that.
I love it. I brought it when I used to do it, and then somebody's doing a DJ show at night and stuff. I'd bring it into the studio and share it and stuff. But it's something goofy that I came up with myself, and it's one of my own faves. And then a really weird one that my mom used to do. This is a good one for kids if you want to switch it up instead of doing mac and cheese and hot dogs when you're in a hurry. Mm-hmm. My mom used to do macaroni, cream, and tomatoes, and it's a can of stewed tomatoes and macaroni. Mm-hmm. And cream.
Nice.
And it's you can add a little garlic to it too, or whatever kind of spices you prefer. But it's like a delicious, easy, quick thing that goes really good with hot dogs. That's all I'm saying.
Last night for dinner, we made I made French toast and eggs and Spam.
You brought up that before. You like Spam, don't you?
It's one of those. We eat it maybe once every 6 months, and it's just an occasional thing. Last night I did it was teriyaki glazed Spam. Yeah. It was really good.
That almost makes me curious about Spam.
And it was delicious. You cook it till it's crispy, and you coat it with something, and it gets nice and sticky and yummy. It's really good. It was really good. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you got a great recipe, put it on our Facebook page, KCHW Radio, and share it with our other listeners. All right, trying to check, see if anybody's checked in this morning yet. Doesn't look like it. Be sure and say hi to us if you pop in there. I don't know if I'm on the right video when we do 2 shows in a row. There we go. All right.
And we are actually streaming on our new software.
Oh, it worked.
Excellent.
Yeah. We talked about that yesterday morning. We were going to do an attempt. All right.
All right. So,
post on our... Say that again?
Today in class, kids, we're going to learn about frame rates.
All right. So if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, we only monitor the chat box on Facebook. But if you notice a problem, share it with us so we can work out. And this is going to be good because it's going to save us some money. We don't have to pay a monthly fee because the software that I found is free, and you always can't beat things that are free.
And just nobody else cares but you and I, Scott. But you know what our CPU usage is right now?
What's that?
5%.
No way. The other software would totally max out a computer. I mean, totally max it out, freeze us up while we were broadcasting.
It's always in the red. Yeah. This is great.
All right. 4 things you didn't know yesterday with Chug Richie.
Yay. And this one I find adorable. Ants stretch when they wake up in the morning.
Do they yawn, though?
Oh.
You hear it.
There's a species of octopus called the mimic octopus. I know these. I've seen documentaries on them. They're capable of imitating other predators, such as sea snakes, lionfish, to deter predators.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, watch if you can ever watch videos on the mimic octopus. They're amazing. Them and
I wish I could
cuttlefish too.
Wow. I wish I could do that. Like somebody's going to pick on me, I could like mimic and become John Cena.
Drop him an elbow.
Yeah.
In 2018, Glasgow, Montana was identified as the middle of nowhere for the contiguous United States.
Oh, wow.
And it's the county seat of Montana, of Valley County, Montana.
I would kind of qualify all of eastern Montana as the middle of nowhere. If you've ever taken what is it, 2 that goes across the top of the state, be careful. If you're driving a small car that's got a 10-gallon gas tank, you might not make it to the end.
Wow.
There's a whole stretch there. It's like over 200 miles. And my daughter has a little car. It's got like a 9-gallon gas tank, but it only does 25 miles a gallon. It's one of those teeny ones. I can't even remember what it's called.
Yeah.
But if you were driving through there, and what happened to me is I realized after I went by it, there was a sign that said glass gas for 200 miles, but there was a truck in front of it.
Wow.
And I got to the end of that 200 miles on fumes. I was thinking, oh man, me and the girls are gonna have to walk in the middle of nowhere, Montana.
That's why I love in my car. We can fill up the tank every once in a while, every couple months when we have to, and it says under your estimated mileage left, it's like 750. Love it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, but you always forget your purse in that Prius.
That's true. Well, it matches the seats, and I just can't. I get out and I can't even see it. So Glasgow, Montana has a population of 3,202, and it's deemed the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
What's our population here in Chewelah? Do you know off the top of your head?
I think it was like 28.
Yeah, it's about the same, roughly in the same neighborhood, but we're at least close by other stuff. So there's that.
Oh, actually, Chewelah, center of the universe. To me, anyways.
There are an estimated 90,000 vitamin and dietary supplements for sale in the U.S.
And I have them all in a cabinet.
And you don't actually take any of them.
No, I hate pills. But if I ever get really sick, I want to have them, easily accessible.
Right. And about 1% of those are actually FDA approved.
All right. Right now, get ready. It's things that me and Chuck have thought about in the shower.
Oh, no! We suck again!
And not together.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's clarify.
Not together.
Yeah.
All right. This is just a combined effort. Would you like to start and share the first thing you thought about in the shower today?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this. Adult life is hard, but at least we don't have to do PE anymore.
Oh, that was my most hated thing of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Was PE, and I don't know if it still is for kids.
I really hated when we played basketball in gym and with all the boys, and they would make you do shirts and skins, because I was a fat kid. I didn't like taking my shirt off, and I always ended up on the skins team. Always.
On purpose.
Flopping around out there. Right? Exactly.
We did that yesterday. That's I think it is. It can be the whole shower thing can be traumatizing for kids. I did not like getting out of, because I've had asthma, being out of breath and wheezy and kind of like almost in shock the rest of the day after doing PE.
Oh yeah, having PE first thing in the morning was the worst.
Is the worst, I bet. Yeah. All right.
And in Alaska, we did a lot of times. They take us out cross country skiing, and you had to, but it was cold, and not everybody came to school with proper outdoor gear, and they'd make you do it anyway.
Yeah. All right. First thing I thought about this morning was the asteroid that ended the dinosaurs. Technically, the highest ratio of killing birds with one stone in Earth's history. It's kind of dark. I'm sorry.
That is. Wow, Scott. Buying a Porsche is cheaper in the long run than having kids.
And I so want a Porsche.
Right?
Now you can justify it if you're like if your wife's trying to talk you into having a family. It's like, no, why don't we just get matching Porsches?
Yeah, why don't we just get a sports car instead?
Yeah.
And another dog.
Yeah. All right, movie theaters aren't in the movie business. They're actually in the popcorn and concessions business.
That's actually true.
So they could all just kind of convert, since movies are going the way of the dodo, and just open up popcorn and candy stores.
And we just sit around
See
and
them everywhere. Popcorn and candy.
have conversations.
Yeah. PNC.
Have conversations like the people that always sit behind me in the movie theater. Yeah. The system isn't broken, Scott.
It isn't?
No, it's fixed.
Oh. I had to explain that to somebody. They hit me last week with, was the week before, with Biden is trying to keep the working man down. And I said, what? And he said, Biden's trying to keep the working man down. And I said, every president throughout history, every administration, every government is trying to keep the working man down. This isn't something new.
Right.
They need us to come back to work Monday, so they pay us as little as possible, like Chuck Ritchie.
Right. Right.
So that they're hungry and they come back to work on Monday. This is nothing new. This isn't anything political. This is the way it is.
Right. It's always been.
It's fixed.
Congratulations for noticing.
Thank you. It isn't one man.
Wow. No. Is it your turn? I think it's your turn, Scott.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn. Yeah.
Sony and thank you for catching me up to speed. Sony and Marvel treat each other like a divorced couple that hate each other but tolerate each other for their child, Spider-Man.
Yeah. Is he? He's not a crossover, is he?
No, but see, years ago, Sony got the rights to Spider-Man, and then Marvel really started making movies. But Sony's had the right to make Spider-Man movies. So even though it is a Marvel thing, it is done by Sony.
Oh, okay. You know, he's always felt like a DC, more of a DC character than a Marvel character.
I'd agree with that.
He has the vibe. He has like that sort of DC Superman-ish. Yeah.
What I hate about like the Superman movies and the Spider-Man movies is every time they don't do one for a while, they reboot it and they start from the beginning. I'm sorry. We don't need to have the same story done again. And you wonder why people are burnt out on superhero movies and why Superman movies always flop is because you always have him arrive for Krypton as a baby to start every movie. We get it.
Well, you know, and to me, Superman is such a dull superhero. He really is. He's dull. I said it. I said what I said. I know. He's the super squeaky good clean boy that's perfect and all American. It's boring.
You want to watch the evil superheroes?
Yeah, I like The Boys. That one's great. You ever watch that?
It is good. Yeah. That is not for children.
Definitely not.
Not for children.
So there could be a viral video of you doing something random with millions of views, and you have no idea because you haven't seen it.
Ooh. Yeah, never do anything embarrassing in public ever again.
Right? You could be out there. You probably viral out there right now, Scott, doing something stupid.
Probably. You see this guy catapult himself?
Right.
Right.
You've mentioned that multiple times now. Did you catapult yourself, Scott?
Oh, a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intentionally?
Once off a snowmobile. I mean, literally flying through the air.
Wow.
Yeah.
Been there.
Blah! All right. This is probably the deepest thought I had this morning getting ready for the show. When I walk into a 7-Eleven, it doesn't look like an $18 billion company.
No, it does not. It doesn't smell like one either.
Oh, look.
So this
is from a Quickie Mart, and it's on the floor.
What's that smell? Oh, it's a 7-Eleven.
Oh.
Smells good. Speaking of 7-Eleven smells, biscuits and gravy are weird because it's like, here's some really wet flour poured over some really dry flour.
But it's delicious.
It is. I don't know. I got my Facebook algorithm got in a thing where it shows me like British school kids trying stuff and or British people in general. And one of the most common ones is biscuits and gravy. And everyone looks at it like, oh my God, what is this? This looks absolutely disgusting. And then they try it and they all love it.
Yeah. It is delicious.
It really is.
All right, last deep thought of the day. Every minute of your day, you have to trust that other people are not going to kill you.
Right.
It's scary.
Right. Sometimes I don't always trust it. I'm just going to sit in the corner with my foil hat.
Yeah. All right, this one is going to be fun. It's Chuck Ritchie with Wacky But True Taser Headlines.
Yeah, so all of these are true headlines. They were actually published all about tasers.
Okay.
The first one here, police get a shock when new taser briefly ignites suspect.
There's that whole viral video thing.
You know these people had fun writing these headlines. Kat, Brandon, we need better headlines. Cop tasers unarmed legless man twice.
Oh.
Wow. Cops use a taser to stop a 300-pound man from stealing a soda. Okay. Cops taser man for sitting in the wrong seat at a baseball game.
Oh.
That seems a bit extreme.
Soda's tasering a 300-pound man for stealing a soda.
Right? Wow. Wyoming police, this one even takes it further. Wyoming police use a taser on a 76-year-old driving an antique tractor in a parade.
Oh.
What
was he doing, or was it just a highlight?
What is the story behind that? I'm having a hard time figuring out this next one. Cops taser waffle waiter.
You're too slow.
I'm too slow. Cops taser waffle waiter.
No, because he was too slow getting their food. Not you said it too slow.
I can say it faster, Scott.
That's okay. You don't have to. That's not what I meant.
You forgot my toast. Mississippi police use taser and handcuffs on a wayward emu.
Oh,
poor bird.
That's something I want to see. I'm sorry.
Escaped bull topples octogenarian, gets tasered.
Okay, also something I want to see.
Police zap schizophrenic billy goat 3 times.
Also on list of things to see.
Aren't all billy goats schizophrenic?
Yeah, I think that probably just made him worse.
I know. Wow. Newlyweds tasered at reception, spend wedding night in jail. Hey, that was a story
Together
about our wedding.
Separate. Would that be together or separate though?
I would hope for the honeymoon they at least put them in the same cell. You know? Cop tasers a 14-year-old who wouldn't drop his Game Boy.
Is that even legal?
Right? The really impressive part of this is that he found a Game Boy that still works. Yep. This next one, I believe this was a story from you in college, Scott. Cop shocks naked and grease student.
It's a twister!
Can't catch me. I'm as fast as fast can be. Who is that little guy?
Look at that hair, though. A great grandma dared a cop to taser, so he did.
Oh,
hey, you're not gonna do it. Go ahead.
I talked to one of our former police chiefs. I had him on the radio years ago, and I talked him into setting off his taser on the air, and it made me want to never be tasered.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The sound.
My dad has a taser that looks like a flashlight. He also has a flashlight that looks like the taser, and he keeps them sitting in random places around his house. And one day there was a family event. I think it was an anniversary party or something at their house. Someone had to go. A child needed to go outside to look for something, and my dad's like, "Oh, grab the flashlight right there." Kid grabbed the wrong flashlight.
Did he get hurt?
No, didn't tase himself, luckily. But my dad stopped him in time. But it was one of those moments where they had to stop and warn the children about being at my dad's house that you don't touch anything because half the things in this house can hurt you and are secretly a weapon.
Put that cookie down now!
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. This is the worst. This is the worst.
This one. A woman uses baby to shield her from cops' taser.
Oh, it's okay. It wasn't her baby.
Wow.
That's how you make a joke. Take a joke from better to worse, I guess.
Wow.
It's okay. It wasn't her baby. That's horrible. Who would do that? Grab the closest thing to you. Oops, it was a child. Wow. Wow. I hope she's still in jail.
Yeah, I hope so, and no longer allowed to have children.
Yeah. All right. Wow. Here we go into some unusual collections. Chuck, do you collect anything?
Dog hair under my couch.
Okay. Then you don't have any have you had a collection of anything in the past, like Hot Wheels, anything like that?
Yeah, I have collected Hot Wheels, G.I. Joes when I was a kid. I have a collection of unpaid bills sitting on my counter. Those are nice. You can come see them if you want. You can even pay a couple if you want. Yeah.
When
Crumbs
I look at a bill on my table, I go like this.
It's not mine. I'm telling you, baby. It's not mine. I don't even know what this is.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know what these are.
Why is it pink?
My brother was without a job one time, and I was visiting with him, and he said he was really struggling, and he didn't have enough money to pay his bills each month. Mm-hmm. And he says now people are calling him and, creditors and harassing him because he hasn't made payments. He says, so I tell them all the same thing is, all right, I'm unemployed. I don't have enough money to pay my bills. So at the beginning of the month, I put all my bills in a hat and I start pulling them out and paying them until I don't have any money left. And he says, if you call me one more time, your bill is not even going in the hat. All right, here's some unusual collections. First one, these are ones Chuck told you didn't admit to doing. Air sickness bags. Yep, even a museum that currently exhibits 2,177 unique barf bags.
That's good job.
Yay.
Yeah.
Burnt food. Deborah Henson Conan is the curator of the Burnt Food Museum, which began with her burning food, or actually a hot glass of cider, which became a cinder, and thus the first and most impressive exhibit in her museum.
Wow. I do have a collection of food crumbs in my stove, especially around the edges and the cracks.
Oh, yeah, sell them on eBay. All right. Dr. Val Kolpakov, a practicing dentist in Saginaw, Michigan, began collecting toothpaste from around the world in 2002. He currently has over 14,000 items, and in March of 2010, his collection was recognized as the largest in the world by the World Records Academy.
Mm-hmm. There are some records that you have because you're the only one that does them.
We call that a gimme.
Yeah.
All right. As this one is, sugar packets. Phil Miller has been a collector of sugar packets since 1978, when he started with his first set, the U.S. President's sugar packs. I didn't even know you could do that.
Right. Yeah, the one time he had a plumbing leak, it was a really sticky situation.
All right, Becky Martz collects, if you want a collection that you can do on a smaller scale, this is probably it. Becky Martz collects banana and broccoli labels and bands. She currently has almost 21,000. She spends at least 2 hours a day sitting down just looking at her bands.
Wow. No, Becky, I'm busy today. Sorry. I can't come over.
Yeah. I hope she doesn't break out the slideshow again.
Did you read the last part of that?
Oh, she's gone to numerous banana label conventions? What?
Where do we find these? I want to go just to People Watch.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
I am.
Oh, careful, you might slip.
I guess technically I do collect the twist ties that come off of bags. You take them off and you throw them in that little spot in the drawer.
And they multiply.
Yeah, they
like
do.
rabbits. Yeah.
But then when you need one, you can never find them.
No. Not to be outdone, or maybe I have been outdone of my collection of used ones. Here's a guy who collects Band-Aid boxes. Okay, I really don't do that. Kevin Savitz unintentionally became a collector of Band-Aid boxes when he moved into his new house, once owned by a buddy's great-grandparents. They left over 24 of the metal Band-Aid boxes, and now his collection has grown huge.
Wow.
Huge. But if you cut yourself at his house, he says, you can't use those.
Sorry, I'm all out.
No Band-Aids here.
He just collects the boxes.
Yes. All right. You up for a couple trivia questions, Chuck?
I am. Let's
all right.
do this.
Let's roll it out before we go to break.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Ooh, immediately, Chuck.
I might take a few seconds.
Okay.
And I'll probably get them wrong.
All right. Let's see how much medical knowledge you have with this first one. Oh. Average person has 10 and a half of these.
10 and a half of these toes, Scott. Toes.
Half toe. Tried slamming it off and stubbing it off and cutting it off. All right. No, it's not a toe, but it does have something to do with your body. Average person is 10 and a half of these.
10 and a half of them. 10 and a half.
I thought it was only 8.
How do you have a half of something?
That's a measurement, right?
Oh, okay. 10 and a half inches in their foot. That's the size of their foot.
No, average person has 10 and a half of these. Something to do with their body.
Oh, 10 and a half. It's really the half that's throwing me off, Scott.
It is. You're overthinking it. If I told you it's liquid, could you figure it out?
10 and a half quarts of blood.
Actually, pints.
Pints of blood.
And
quarts would be a lot.
Pints. Let's face it, you've got too much blood. Risk experts say you'd have to ride in one of these 100,000 times before you'd experience a problem. Just basically the odds of you experiencing a problem is 1 in 100,000.
A roller coaster.
Not a roller coaster. As I was reading it, that was my first guess.
An airplane?
It's something you could become trapped in.
Something you could become trapped in. A washing machine. No.
Only if you're as small as Scott.